Hello, hello, and welcome to the Stanley Parable. I played the demo and I said we'd play the original, and it's one of those games I've wanted to play myself for quite a long time, so we're just gonna get right into it. I messed with the view settings already, so I don't know how it's gonna look, but hopefully it looks fine. Because I kind of had it stretched. Because if not, it was going to be that cube shape that I had to record the Warhammer for, and I didn't really like that. If I do another one, which I have been thinking about, I'll probably wait till I can fuck with that, get it right. Then so to stretch my fucking recording software to Kingdom Come. Alright, just...
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-winning, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Alright, I forgot I had to do this. Yeah, you gotta keep that shit up. Oh yeah, it's much better. Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I'm gonna probably try not to talk over him too much the first time we go through, first couple of times. But after that, I will talk over him a lot. Oh, shit.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Doo-ka-doo, doo-ka-doo. Are these stock photos? It makes sense.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So as I'm sure I would... Ooh, the executive bathroom. Okay. As I'm sure I remember going over when I played the demo, this is a very
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley Unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
See the camera over there? This game's well known for having like a ton of different endings. It's pretty much the epitome of small as a pond, deep as the sea. Which is funny because like a lot of games, people complain about them being the exact opposite.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Because I remember at least a few years, I don't know if they're still doing it today, but a big complaint.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
We're just gonna sit here for a minute so I can finish what I'm saying. A big complaint I remember about 5-7 years ago was people complaining that all the games nowadays just felt like they were as vast as the sea, but as deep as a puddle. They just wasn't a lot to really dig into. Which this game very much the exact opposite of, and I love it for that.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
We'll try and break shit later. There will be plenty of time to break shit. This game is about nothing if not breaking as much shit as possible.
Life, their true nature revealed.
427.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
There
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
It'd be really cool to look at like every single monitor. Like you could probably definitely
this mind control
pull up the images in the files.
To believe it couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
If you could pull up the file for each of these photos,
he refused to believe
to see if there are any like hidden details. I think some
in someone else's control. Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it?
Unthinkable.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Blind.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
We're not only dismantling the fucking controls as much as we are hitting the off button, dude. Oh, this is gonna be good. Bow.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
Wait, is this
Stanley
man the Source
stepped
Engine?
through the open door. Stanley
I
felt
want to
the
look over to the
cool
left.
breeze upon his
This
skin.
building there.
The feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to
You're gonna
happen.
keep talking.
And Stanley was happy.
Alright, come on. Let's go. Round the clock. Beat the game, complete the Stanley Parable. Alright, now that we have that one out of the way, and I have given you technically the right ending, I guess. Time to fucking break the game. Which is technically like the game. Just going around this sandbox and interacting with every little thing possible to see what triggers a reaction.
All of his co-workers were gone. What did it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he
Yeah.
had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, who gives a shit about that? So now we're just gonna get to the important shit. Trust me, you'll like
When
it.
Stanley came
I
to
got
a
a
set
plan.
of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Admiring.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Indeed.
It had really been worth the detour after all,
Indeed.
just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Uh-huh. Look at the condensation on those leaves. Look at the ocean view.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished,
Man, you're gonna keep
here
fucking
you sit
talking, aren't
looking
you?
at these chairs
Look,
and
I'm
some
kind of in the
paintings.
middle of talking to myself
Really
here.
worth it.
Alright. This reminds me of a joke.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and
No one's getting the
reflected
joke no
poorly
more.
on
Fuck
his
you.
overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Yeah, this stupid fuck keeps standing in the break room all day. Lazy cunt. No.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
No, we're gonna stay here. Number one, Dad. Aw, isn't that a nice mug you bought yourself? Coffee nut. Come on, turn it. I can't read it from there. Alright, any more coffee cup related jokes we can see? Alright, he's probably done talking.
But at last,
Shit.
he'd had enough of the amazing room
trying
and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Back to work, bitches.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Here comes Spider-Man.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Perhaps.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Yeah,
I
sure.
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yeah.
Why? I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
I always remember when I watch people play this game that I used to think... Now remember, this was in like 2013 when the game first came out, and I was like fucking 12 then? Like, a part of me thought, like, there was a way to get to, like, that catwalk, or to get down there, and, like, see, like, the actual facility. Which is the thing I remember having, like, a really weird obsession with as a kid, whenever I played games, was seeing, like, massive structures, or ancient ruins, that are just set pieces in a game, and thinking to myself, wow, I wonder who built that, or how I can get there, or, like, stuff like that. And it was really stupid, in retrospect, because it's a game. All those were set pieces. But to me now, older, it is kind of funny. And kind of, like, really cool. Because it does, like, that's the whole point of writing. In a weird way, kind of the point of playing the game. To wonder what's behind the corner. Also, this does look like a really cool room that had a lot of detail put into it. Also, you would never stack this shit to be that high. Now, don't get me wrong, you could definitely get, like, stackings like that, but that's insane. Like, that's just ludicrous. Like, even the forklifts don't even get up that fucking high. Alright, you know, we've spent enough time looking at fucking boxes. Danger everywhere.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No, fuck you.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Yeah, you want me to go through the door on the right.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
You mean this door?
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Yep.
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
I know, cheating bitch. You motherfucker.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Clearly there's something here that speaks to you. If I can be honest here, I really don't have any idea where I'm going with this. This whole third door thing was just a stab in the dark. But I guess you're into it, so let's keep this party train rolling. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Let's go. The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Good old Nell, Skitty, Nako, Vala, Mr. Higgy, Stanley, 427, the Dead Rat. You're objectively ranked. Thanks for the ride. Total doors opened. Total doors attempted. Steps taken. Endings achieved. Did you know? Skip the intro sequence. Third, please choose a blue door. Keys, please stand here. Through a door. Alright, anyway, back to the weird shit.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
Yeah.
Again, honest answers, please.
Not really.
I nearly forgot.
You know,
I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting.
Alright, let's go.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect.
Nah, I'm good. Let's go see.
In this game,
oh, fuck, I forgot about this shit.
Towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
My recording software only goes for about 2 hours, so we're not getting there, dude. Watch the baby burn!
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me?
Yes.
Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Really? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
I'm getting my Steam library. There's a private folder.
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Hey, don't go to that homework one, alright? That'd be really funny. If you had a fucking program in this thing to specifically go through your computer to find all the files labeled homework.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough?
Man, this is 2013 Minecraft. This is so weird.
I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose.
Good luck.
Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
Man, this was towards when,
this will go
shit,
here, no, here, and then...
The fucking... The Walking Dead, the first one, came out.
Let's see, what
the Telltale one?
Yes,
that was so long ago.
And just to finish it all off...
Yes. I was in middle school when that came out. Holy shit.
I made this, Stanley.
Shut the fuck up.
Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, That's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley.
God.
We have to go mining.
Well, here we fucking go, I guess. Down,
Oh my,
down,
it looks like
down.
it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
And hey, mushrooms are in this version of the game.
Oh, no, 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 no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for
No,
something
no,
more
no, 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 no,
narrow
no.
and
We gotta go.
linear.
We gotta go, go,
Something
go.
that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new
Shit, there's
game.
nothing further. I was really hoping we could get further. Oh well. What was the next game on the list of this? I forget. By the way, what was this made in? Because I think it was made in Source. It might not have been. I could be completely wrong, and I have been wrong before. But it sounds about... Oh.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love
I already
it.
did enough playthrough of
You,
it, damn it.
trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I
Joke's
couldn't
on
have
you
done it any
into
better
this
myself.
shit.
What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Ooh,
Literally
now I'm
this, dude.
curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
This is literally the game. I got some bad news. If you felt creative or inspired, this is the game. This is all it is. Just an asshole in my ear.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley.
Great.
Your forte. Genius.
I know. Fuck, sounds like I played this
No,
before.
actually, you know what? I
Mother
think that's
fuck.
plenty. I really don't care much to see you
Goodbye. Oh shit. Filling cabinets. 64-inch. Oh. You're gonna want to put some insulation in this. These are thin fucking walls. Like, drywall sound absorbent, but it's not that sound absorbent. Fuck. Well, neither is the fucking open air. Oh. Now I see this. This is some sturdy construction. Look at this. Oh yeah. Let's go. Nothing? Alright. Let's walk down this hallway. Ooh, 2 different directions. Oh, it's open. Now this is interesting. 4, 2, 3. Oh, light. Ooh, more light. 4, 2, 5. 4, 2, 7. This is us. Oh, let me get that. This feels a lot more like Source than the other one did. Oh, I fucking love him. Buttons. Fuck yes. Alright, let's go check out the rest of this place. Do. Motherfucker.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
Oh no,
I can wait.
Sorry to say, my friend, but it is well known in this game, the end is never. See? The end is never. Right there. Short, sweet, to the point. What else would be a good one to get in the first episode?
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
I hate Mondays. Mondays hate you too, buddy.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
He entered the door on his left. Ooh, I know it'd be funny. A classic.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Not a single person
Feeling a wave
here.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Nope. Look at those graphics. Look at that.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet.
A spool
no
of
reason
wire.
to still be here.
Duct tape. Those little sorting boxes.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
That stands for fuck all, for anyone not in the know.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Damn, I can't.
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Hey, it's my main man, the broom. How you doing, dude? Where's the mop?
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path.
Try to tell a story.
Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending?
The broom closet ending was my favorite."
I hope your friends find this concerning.
The lack of paint on the wall.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Hey, only one of those two things is true.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
This is flat. There's not an actual wire here, it's just a flat detail on the wall. Anyway, what I was trying to say is, the detail of this room, and lack thereof, remind me a lot of when I was a high school janitor. I was still in high school, I part-timed as a janitor. That's not important. Because I remember the break room, like, constantly looking bad. Like, it was so fucking funny to me at the time. The idea that the janitorial break room, or the custodian break room, would be the messiest room in the entire fucking school. The room where all of the people who clean the school hang out is a mess, was really funny. And it wasn't like it was, like, trash all over the place. They were pretty good about that. But just the dust that covered everything.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board.
Nice
I
to be here.
guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
And like, holy shit, a broom closet!
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Alright, I don't think he says anything else. That reminds me of, mechanic lights. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. It's that light bulb in a cage with the handle on it that you can move around easy. Anyway, that's not important.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his
Ew,
boss's
the
office.
broom closet ending. The broom closet ending is my favorite. I wonder if these two... Oh. There's actually something through these doors. I did not know this. This is actually something new. I've never seen this. This is cool. Hang on. Holy shit, there's actually shit here. I didn't know this was here. Is this new? Hold on, what the fuck? I remember watching so many videos about this game, and I've never seen this. This is so cool. Like, not for, like, it's like having it's a new experience for me. Like, seeing this. Because I swear, I've never seen a video of this. Which doesn't mean that there isn't one. There definitely is. But still, like, finding new shit that I haven't seen is cool for me. Do do do. Do 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 do. Da 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 do da 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 do da. Are you also jamming out to the tunage? I swear I hear him jamming out to the tunage. He is. It's good to know I'm not the only one with good taste in music. I wonder where this is going. Again, this is weird. 'Cause I swear, I've seen almost all this game has to offer. So the fact that I ran something I've never seen, or at least I don't remember seeing, is like super cool to me. Because you think I would have remembered if like someone opened that door. Am I waiting for this? Nah, I want to go to the next floor. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Ba ba shoo, boo doo 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 shoo ba 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 da. Alright, yeah, we're good. Alright, back to the old workflow. Oh shit, I forgot, we might be able to do this one. Yeah, I want to get behind here. I want to get behind here. Alright, this is cool. Receptionists.
Stepping.
Oh, I fucking did it, yes. Alright. Now we get to do this fun thing. Where we go back the way we came. All the doors are open, despite the fact they're supposed to be closed. Broom closet. Alright. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Ba da ba 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 ba. I don't know why I just got like songs stuck in my head now. I always typically do have a song in my head. Well, not always, obviously, but you know. And we get to have this door open. Alright. Now, I don't. Well, it's obvious how I remember that. You are now leaving through the red door. Ooh, elevator. 430. I wonder if there are any repeating numbers. Escape pod bay. Floor 760. 755. Going up in the world. Dun 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 dun. 760. 756. How many floors up with it? Okay, hang on, wait. I gotta do some math in my head. Someone could do some like really fucking crazy math if they wanted to figure out how big this building is. Assuming that every single jump between that door and the door above that I'm going to, that one up there, is the exact same height, which they probably are. If you increase the gamma, you could count the number of steps, assuming they're the exact same number of steps. The exact same. Sorry. The distance between every step is at the. I don't know what the standard is for a step. I know they are standardized because of motor function bullshit. At least in a lot of places. Not a lot. I don't know how that shit works off the top of my head. If you can figure out how high one step is, technically all you need. Because they'd be to the same number to make sure you don't trip. You can figure out how high we are based on just purely by knowing how big one is, then multiplying it by the floor we're on. I'm sure there's no one who wants to do that math, so I'm not even gonna attempt it. So now I kinda wanna. I don't even like math that much, is the fucked up part. I just don't think it'd be that difficult. And it's kind of one of those things where it's kind of stupid enough that I don't know if anyone else has done it before me. But the fact that I come up with it off the top of my head tells me that probably. Oh. Bonjour. It's escape pod time. Did I make it? The end is never the end. It's never the end. It's never the end. It's never. And here we go. E. E. Alright.
All of his co-workers were...
Oh.
Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
427, yeah, that's Stanley's office. Of course, I myself am Stanley. Of course I am Stanley. I think we gave him a hernia or something because he's not talking.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Are you okay, buddy?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
This is one thing the game kind of does, is it has, I don't want to say false restarts, because they're not. The game is restarting. But it's sort of, depending on how you ended the previous one,
Coming to a
will remember
staircase,
how you
Stanley
did it.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
And it can change what he says based on that. Elevator time! Fuck yeah! Now let's go.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not
It's,
a living soul anywhere. Could he really
5,
be
8,
all alone?
4, 3.
This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for
5,
any man to
8,
take. He
4,
fell to his knees,
2,
bursting into half moans, half sobs,
2.
the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope.
What the fuck
Stanley
are you
was
talking
in such
about?
a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy.
Oh,
So he
fucking got it.
relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Wait, that's supposed to be a peacock with its feathers all puffed out? I don't like it.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated,
Oh,
Stanley
I'm soothed.
calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Wait, you're telling me this guy has a 760 floor skyscraper, but he can't afford like a fucking some fucking floorboards for this shit? They're not even screwed in. I remember that exploding last time. Do 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 burn. And we're here.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Hey, look, escape! Alright.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Oh no.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Well, everyone needs their hobbies. Anyway. Ooh, floor hole. That's what she said. They had such a good build up there for sound. Anyway. This one's gonna get us to the museum? Yeah.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
I don't think this would be very well. It'd definitely be violent.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Don't you hate when that happens? Hey, it's almost like I realized this was what was gonna happen. Yeah, the downside of already knowing this shit. The Stanley Parable!
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
I plan to be here in 10 minutes.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Alright, some fucking meta commentary, I guess. Nature paintings, there's the condensation one. There's the mountainside one, that reminds me of Colorado. There's that one, that reminds me of Alaska. It's not Alaska. There's that one, that reminds me of Wyoming, maybe? That could be literally fucking anywhere. That's the ocean, and that's Mountain Valley? Dike, maybe? I don't fucking... No, that's way too small to be a dike. That's the beach, like a really shitty beach. Ooh, Stanley's computer. Anyway. This blueprint shows the office from beginning of the game. The past Stanley office to 2 doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added, altered throughout development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first incarnation. Hey, look, there's my desk. Yeah. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the 2 doors in a good time. The 2 doors. This set of 2 open doors was the very first concrete game of the Stanley Parable's design. Though once this room created the rest of the game, emerged as an extension of it, the exploration in Game Pass. Alright. The filing cabinets. Office computers. That guy's playing solitaire. That guy's accessing the employee database. Ooh. The office. 001, 002, 003. I don't think we ever see these doors in the game. Button sounds. Credits. I'll just go over this quick. Blake Robertson, Christian Baker, Simon Boxer, Michael Latin, Steve, Mike and Peter Waycott, programming, sound design, the impeccable Kevin Brayton as the narrator. Yeah, pretty important role in the game, honestly. basically the core of what the game's about. The Office, just some random shit. Oh, the copier. That's my favorite part of the game. Maintenance room. An early version of the maintenance room. I don't think it's changed much. We haven't seen it yet. Large text. These are screenshots of the Stanley Parable HD remake. More endings, fewer endings, more narrators, fewer narrators, more Stanleys, less Stanleys. Point of the Stanley Parable HD remake is to win. Am I going crazy? Maybe it isn't the same image. Was the clock there before? I don't remember. How do I go back? Can you check for me? The point of the Stanley Parable HD meet is to lose. Larger words, text maybe than someone could just get rid of the text maybe. Could see what the game is about. Greenlight. On September 12th, we submitted the Stanley Parable to Greenlight, Valve's process of approving games for Steam. The Greenlight has a series of cryptic photos which were still to win the community's approval. Oh shit, there's shit behind me. Ooh, techno. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up in a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting a build it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game, plus some people interpreted it as making fun of people like shooters, which was not our intention. Cowards. Mock those shooter lovers. Alien base, awesome. Is this supposed to be reminiscent of the African campaign? Oh well. On to the next one. From Anthony W. What is this strange number? Could you tell me what this is? You motherfucker. Our standalone title, I appreciate giving us, which one I'm eager to see. Sequel, prequel, standalone file. Game lights control. Do I really need to know? Anthony Jones, subject to lights. Narrative emails. After the second trailer, we sent out to ask people to email the narrator for questions. While I had initially planned to use these in further programming, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are the section of those emails. More office shit. The Lounge, a very early version of The Lounge. I see how they changed it up. The second version is functionally the same as what is in the final game, but we wanted it to look more like a place where cargo was actually stored. Honestly, I like the one we got more. This cargo lift was always intended to offer the choice of staying or jumping to a different path. However, after this early version, we decided also wanted the option of the player falling to their death. I did not do that ending. We'll have to go back and do that. One option, obey, disobey, lounge, maintenance. Two options, obey, disobey. One option, vent. Vent? There is an event. What about this? Maintenance layout. The flow of hallways follows the first two doors was important to get right, since players will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it was the subject version that won. The simplest version that won. That is kind of how you gotta do things sometimes. Stick with this KISS method. Zoning levers. These were originally part of the player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe the color in which they pulled. Coward. Yeah. Zending, what the fuck? Zending. describes an early version of the ending of its ending, and it's cut to merge with another part of the game. The game is now paused. Escape menu, big red button. The freedom ending. This is the freedom ending as it existed in beta. Countdown desk. Oh shit, I didn't know it did anything. I feel like we're getting out of control. I kinda wanna go back and see. Yeah, we're gonna do that before I forget where I was. Alright, we were there. So we came from here. And we were going up these stairs. Alright. Stanley's office. From left to right, they have Stanley office at the time. The first quiz November 2011. The second one November 12th. Third is February 13th. Huh. So again, yeah, it was game design mock-up. Oh, that would have been a very different game. I like the one that we got. It can kind of serve as damn near almost peaceful at times, which I really like. Alright. And offices. Screen from the development boss's office. So that was the first one. There's the orange for their development. The second one. Why does the third one look the shittiest? The clock. This is the outside. Hang on. An early version of the underground portion of the game. Escape, a bit on the nose. Mind control facility. Narrator outtakes. Kevin Bright, the voice of narrator, recording dialogue for the entire game, roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game. Okay, that's like super cool.
See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room? Perfect example of poor level design, textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you pick up on intuitively if you have any fundamental understanding of good and bad game design. But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you.
That's really cool, having a bunch of reusing assets that you already paid to have fucking made. You might as well. Alright. I want to make sure we get everything, because I don't plan on coming back here. But knowing me, we probably will eventually. Just because, you know. For a time, the elevator in the mon room could go up or down with freedom above. The countdown was below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down. Place the two endings together in one instead. No. We still have another hallway to go down. Sorry. Alright. And back out this way. Man, this would be really pretty to go to in real life. And by go to in real life, I mean see in real life, not to physically go to in real life. This would be like almost a hellish apocalypse in real life. Blank walls with no true details. Alright, hang on. Isn't through here the way to get to that balcony? Oh, this isn't the balcony. Trailers. We ran 4 teaser trailers over the course of the game's development. Each meant to convey something about the spirit of the game. This is the first one, released May 12th. Features here broken rooms, the voice in there, informing viewers that he is preparing a new version of the Stanley Parable. I don't think I remember ever seeing any of the trailers for this game. You know, knowing how this game actually is, there could have never been a single fucking trailer for this game. And they just pulled that out of their ass for shits and giggles. But I think we've seen everything, and if not, well...
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
Mm-hmm.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now. It'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Curse squish. That'd be really funny if the game closed there. I'd be really pissed because that fucks with my recording. That'd be so funny if the game closed there. Oh, I actually have to, okay. It actually makes you open the menu and physically reload the game. Alright, there's one more ending I think we can get within this video.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
And I, of course, mean the most important ending that I somehow forgot to get. So why don't we go get that right
When Stanley
now?
came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge
I wonder
first,
if there is a vent.
just to admire
I highly
it.
doubt there is, but we'll check and see.
Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door
So
on his
it
left.
would be on our right. There is nothing to our right. They lied to us.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off
Look,
on the wrong
narrator,
foot.
the
I'm
light
not your enemy,
towards
really,
freedom.
I realize that investing in your... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Thank you, narrator. Alright. This has been the Stanley Parable. Part 1. I will come back to do a part 2. Mainly because the fuck is this shit? Never mind, part 2's now. Fucking... This is different. This is not the way it is. Hold on.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You're not gonna fucking comment on that? Is this gonna be different? It better be different. I'm gonna be kind of pissed if it isn't different.
Yet
It
there
is
was not
different.
a single person
You
here
rat bastards,
either.
you tricked me.
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
You tricked me.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
You fucking
Coming to a
cats.
staircase, Stanley walked
If I'm gonna
upstairs to
deal
his
with
boss's
you
office.
bastards, I'm gonna deal with you on my own fucking terms. Can't even shit in the... Oh, I'm gonna shit in his toilet. Oh, I'm gonna shit all over this toilet. because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss suffers losses, then that's what the boss chose. What? Ooh, executive bathrooms. Time. I don't remember seeing this photo. That doesn't seem like very expensive. Anyway, I'm gonna take a shit. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe. There will be a part 2. Have a very good day, and bye-bye. Let me just hit that button. Bye-bye.